The sun was up, birds were singing, Maplewood smelled like pancakes, but something was wrong, very wrong. Mr. Fluff's bakery was in trouble.
My pancakes are gone, all gone!
No pancakes? This was a disaster for Maplewood. Everyone loved Mr. Fluff's fluffy pancakes. Detective Benny the Bunny hopped into the bakery. His nose twitched. His whiskers wiggled. He could smell the faint aroma of freshly baked goods, but something was off. The usual sweet scent of pancakes was missing. He was ready to solve the case. Benny had solved many mysteries before, but this one felt different. It was personal. Right behind him was his best friend, Penny the Squirrel. Penny was not just any sidekick. She was the brains of the operation. She was small, but very smart. Her keen eyes could spot the tiniest clue, and her quick thinking often saved the day.
"Don't worry, Mr. Fluff. We will find your pancakes," Benny said confidently, holding up his magnifying glass. "We will leave no stone unturned," Penny added, her eyes scanning the room for any signs of the missing pancakes.
"The game is afoot," Benny declared, as they began their search, determined to crack the case and bring the pancakes back to their rightful owner.
Benny and Penny, the curious duo, hopped to Farmer MooMoo's barn early in the morning. They were on a mission to solve the Great Pancake Mystery that had everyone in Maplewood talking.
"Did you take the pancakes?" Benny asked, his eyes narrowing suspiciously.
Me, I only eat grass. And maybe some flowers, replied Farmer MooMoo, looking genuinely puzzled.
Next, they visited Chef Whiskers, a cat with a very fancy hat and an even fancier kitchen. The aroma of delicious pastries filled the air.
"Did you take the pancakes?" Penny asked, pointing an accusatory finger.
"My dear, I only cook fancy cakes. Not simple pancakes," Chef Whiskers replied with a chuckle, showing off a tray of elaborate desserts.
This mystery was getting more complicated by the minute. Benny and Penny were determined to find the culprit. Who could have taken the pancakes, they wondered, scratching their heads in confusion. The plot thickened as they continued their investigation. Benny noticed something sticky on the ground. It was a peculiar sight, especially on such a bright and sunny morning. The ground was glistening with a golden hue, and Benny's curiosity was piqued. He bent down to get a closer look, his nose twitching as he tried to identify the substance.
"Footprints! And they smell like syrup!" Benny exclaimed, his eyes widening in surprise. He had never encountered such a mystery before. The footprints were small and dainty, leading away from the sticky puddle. Benny decided to follow them, hoping they would lead him to the source of the syrup.
The syrup footprints led to a tree. Benny followed the trail, his heart pounding with excitement. The footprints seemed to dance around the base of the tree, spiraling upwards. Benny craned his neck to see what was at the top. Up the tree, they saw a sleepy raccoon, his face covered in crumbs. The raccoon was nestled comfortably in the branches, snoring softly. Benny couldn't help but chuckle at the sight. It was clear that the raccoon had enjoyed a hearty meal.
"Aha! We found our pancake thief!" Benny declared triumphantly. The raccoon stirred at the sound of Benny's voice, blinking sleepily. He looked down at Benny, crumbs still clinging to his whiskers.
The raccoon blushed. He seemed to realize he had been caught red-handed, or rather, syrup-pawed. His cheeks turned a rosy shade of pink as he tried to hide his face behind his paws. He had been so hungry he couldn't resist the delicious smell. The aroma of freshly made pancakes had lured him in, and he had followed his nose straight to the source. It was a temptation too great for the little raccoon to resist. Everyone gathered at Mr. Fluff's bakery. The news of the pancake thief had spread quickly, and a crowd had formed outside the bakery. Mr. Fluff, the kind-hearted baker, stood at the door welcoming everyone with a warm smile. They laughed and shared the remaining pancakes. The atmosphere was filled with joy and laughter as everyone enjoyed the delicious pancakes. It was a moment of community and togetherness, brought about by the unexpected antics of the raccoon. Even the raccoon got a small bite. Mr. Fluff, with a twinkle in his eye, handed the raccoon a small piece of pancake. The raccoon accepted it gratefully, nibbling on it with delight. It was a gesture of forgiveness and understanding. What a sweet ending to the Great Pancake